I think we absolutely are not making a judgment call about linear thinking and about more circular thinking, if you want to call it that. But it's more than circular thinking.
Yeah, it was just me.
Yeah.
My way of classifying.
But what we are being careful of is not mixing them up. Okay, so there's nothing wrong with doing linear thinking, but the linear thinking has to exist inside the larger circular, more than circular, non-linear thinking, not the other way around. So that we don't make mistakes of applying linearity to non-linear situations. And that's a mistake. Well, for example, if you want to describe a human being, if you use metaphors that come out of mechanism or physics, you're going to create very serious limits to what the possibilities are of that human being, or forest, or whatever the living system is. If you apply the non-living world to the living, you make huge mistakes. It doesn't really matter if you're talking about the car and you say, she's an old girl and she likes to start slow. That's okay. But if I start talking about you as being a kind of a mechanism, I don't even think it's practical. I mean, I think it's pure practicality that if you start to apply mechanical or linear thinking in places where it's not linear, you make mistakes. You aren't able to actually deal with the complexity of the situation. So it's just really impractical. So it's not really, I mean, ethics, yes, certainly, but more than that, you don't have the tools to deal with the situation because you have too little information from too few directions. Yeah. Does that make sense? Yeah, okay. But linear thinking is important. We have to pull things out of context sometimes to study them.
Yeah.
Okay? But we have to put them back. Right. And be aware that the information that we got by pulling them out was disenfranchised. It's not information that we can bank on being true when it's back in context. That doesn't make it unuseful. It just makes it limited. It's much more limited.